I'm going to demonstrate how to crochet a 2x2 Tunisian crochet ribbed pattern. To create the ribbed pattern, we are going to use the Tunisian knit stitch and the Tunisian purl stitch, and we are going to line up 2 stitches of our knit stitch on top of each other, then 2 stitches of our purl stitch on top of each other. If you'd like to follow along with the video, you can grab a Tunisian crochet hook and some yarn. Because our pattern consists of 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches, and 2 times 2 is 4, we need to begin with a foundation row that consists of a starting chain of a multiple of 4 plus 1. I'll demonstrate the repeat pattern 3 times, so I started with a chain of 13, which is a multiple of 3 times 4 plus 1. For the Tunisian crochet foundation row, for those unfamiliar, we're going to insert our hook into the second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then repeat, inserting our hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Continuing for the forward pass down our starting chain. When you finish your starting chain, you should have that multiple of 4 plus 1 loops on your hook. So right now I have 13 loops on my hook, and I'm going to crochet the Tunisian crochet standard return pass. I yarn over, pull through 1, then repeat, yarning over, pulling through 2, until only 1 loop remains on my hook. And let's begin our ribbed pattern. We are going to repeat the following: Tunisian knit stitch in the next 2 stitches. Bring our yarn in front because we will do the Tunisian purl stitch in the next 2 stitches. And repeat from the asterisk down our forward pass. Tunisian knit stitch in the next 2 stitches. Bring our work in front, setting us up for the Tunisian purl stitch in the next 2 stitches. Repeating Tunisian knit stitch in the next 2 stitches and Tunisian purl stitch in the next 2 stitches. If everything went as planned, your final Tunisian purl stitch should be in the last stitch of your row. And then standard Tunisian crochet return pass, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 loops until 1 loop remains on your hook. And we are going to continue to repeat that row pattern, noticing from the example that our knit stitches are going to line up on top of each other and the purl stitches will line up on top of each other. And we remember the pattern. Tunisian knit stitch in the next 2 stitches, and Tunisian purl stitch in the next 2 stitches. Tunisian knit stitch in the next 2 stitches, Tunisian purl stitch in the next 2 stitches. Tunisian knit stitch in the next 2 stitches, Tunisian purl stitch in the next 2 stitches. Once again, finishing our final Tunisian purl stitch in the final stitch, completing the standard Tunisian crochet return pass, yarning over, pulling through 1 loop, yarning over, pulling through 2 loops. I'm going to work through the 3rd and final row of the demonstration, noticing how my knit stitches and purl stitches look distinctive from each other. Tunisian knit stitch in the next 2 stitches, Tunisian purl stitch in the next 2 stitches. Tunisian knit stitch, next 2 stitches, Tunisian purl stitch in the next 2 stitches. Tunisian knit stitch in the next 2 stitches, Tunisian purl stitch in the last 2 stitches, and standard foundation row, yarning over, pulling through 1 loop, yarning over, pulling through 2 loops until 1 loop remains on your hooks. And that concludes my demonstration on how to crochet a 2x2 Tunisian crochet ribbed pattern. If you have any questions, please leave them down below.